distribution tables for two independent random variables, x and y, are given below. Suppose the probability of x equaling 1 and y equaling 0 equals 0.2. Find the missing probabilities. They tell us that these two variables are independent. What are the two things that we know have to be true for independent variables? There are two equations we know must be true. Karina, what is 1? Like this?
No. It's
Jennifer?
P of the probability of A is equal to the probability of A given B.
That's definitely 1. So the probability of A equals the probability of A given B. We need to know that. There's one more tomorrow.
P of A and B
Probability of A and B.
equals P of A times P of B.
Very good. Equals P of A times P of B. Gotta know these are the equations that kick on in our head when we hear that two events are independent. All right, so we know that. How can I figure out, if I just look at this data table, how can I figure out this probability right here? The probability of y equaling 0. How can I figure this out? Probability of y equaling 0, given the data table. More people than just Alex must know this. More people than Alex and Victoria must know this. What is the probability of y equaling 0? You know the probability of y equaling -2. You know the probability of y equaling -1. Y can only have three values, -2, -1, and 0. What must be the probability of y equaling 0? Victoria Bernal, what do you think?
0.1.
How did you get that?
0.5 and 0.4. That equals 0.9, so we're going with 0.1.
But how did you know to subtract it from 1? How did you know that had to be true?
So there's only three possible lines.
There are only three possible values for y. It must be one of those three. Bless you, Karina. Therefore, if this is 0.5 and this is 0.4, this must be 0.1. Has to be. There are only three possible values. So now I know the probability of y equaling 0 is 0.1. And they tell me that the probability of x equal 1 and y equals 0 is 0.02. How could I figure out the probability of x equaling 1? How would I figure out the probability of x equaling 1? Alex, what are you thinking?
Set 0.02 equal to the probability of x equals 1. X equals 1 times x.
Say that one more time for you. So you said the probability, so you're saying probability of x equal 1 and y equals 0 in just symbols needs to equal what?
Is equal to the probability of x times, or x equals 1 times probability of x equals 0.
Times the probability of what?
Of y 0.
Of y equals 0.
Yeah.
Now how did we know this? What's up, guys?
Do you have any foldable chairs that we can borrow?
We do we? Okay. Now, here's the question. Vega, how did he know? How did Alex know this had to be true? How did Alex know that had to be true? Say it one more time for me. And this equation, Eddie Paul, is only true if A and B are blank. What's the blank, Eddie? Independent. So we knew x and y are independent, so this has to be true. So now we know this is 0.02. We don't know the probability of x equaling 1. We don't know this. But we do know the probability of y equaling 0. Victoria just told us that was 0.1. 0.1. How do I find the probability of x equaling 1? How do I find that? Kendra, what do I do now? How do I find that? I want to find this. What do I do? I know this is...
You divide the 0.1. Wait.
0.02 divided by 0.1.
Absolutely. Divide both sides by 0.1. This goes away. 0.02 divided by 0.1 equals. Some more? In the problem, it tells me. I'm not sure why there needed to be a sarcastic tone there. Oh, I didn't hear him say that. So, what is 0.02 divided by 0.1? Oh, we need to all know this. Is it 0.02? 0.2? 0.002? Ay, ay, ay. 0.2. 0.2. So 0.2 equals the probability of x equaling 1. So 0.2 is the probability of x equaling 1. Shamara. Add all the numbers here. Do 1 minus that. And that should equal the probability of x equaling 3. Let's figure that out. So 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. Minus 0.4 is 0.5. 0.3, 0.1. Let's stop here. Take questions on this. If you are good with this, do the check my understanding on your own. On your own. Let's ensure we can all do it. Try the check my understanding on your own. And we'll come back in 3 minutes to discuss it whole group. And I'll take individual questions. Eddie Paul. We just okay. So this was Victoria Bernal, right? She said 1. So this 3 needs to add up to 1 because y can only be those 3 values. You get that? So I did. Yeah. And we can stop this right now.